I'm in a relationship with a girl from Thailand, and even though I've listened to lots of people talk about dating there, nobody's story really matches what's happening with me. People talk a lot about the good and the bad of being with a Thai girl, and sadly, a lot of those stories don't have happy endings. That's exactly why I decided to write in. Maybe someone out there has been where I am and can help me figure things out. Sometimes I can't tell if she's fooling me or just playing the long game, but I really don't want to believe that is the case. A part of me really trusts that this is all real, but there is this nagging doubt that won't go away no matter how hard I try. Thailand, for me, feels like my home away from home now. I've really come to appreciate the way of life there, but these days I'm stuck in some weird relationship drama I never saw coming, and I am completely lost about what is really going on. From my very first visit, Thailand was amazing for me, and before I knew it, I was imagining a whole new life there and saying goodbye to America for good. My trip first took me straight to Bangkok, and back then I was clueless about the party scene, and Pattaya wasn't a place I'd even heard of. It all felt amazing and new at the time, and I was just enjoying myself, not knowing what would happen later. It wasn't until my third or fourth visit to Thailand that I made my way to Pattaya and experienced the nightlife for the first time. That was when I began to dive into the scene and start meeting Thai girls. I tried it all, anything that came my way. I was willing to give it all a shot, and it was a lot of fun, but deep down inside, I always knew that eventually I would want something more. A real, serious relationship. With all due respect, I couldn't picture that kind of future with a bar girl. I understood that if I wanted something real, I'd need to choose a different direction. Anyway, last year, fate intervened, and I got the chance to live and work in Pattaya. It was an opportunity I never saw coming, but I knew I couldn't let it slip away. A close friend of mine, who had been living in Thailand legally for many years, played a big role in making it happen. He speaks the language, has strong connections, and spoke highly of me to the right people. This wasn't some shady job or a bar manager role linked to an education visa. It was a real official position, fully backed by a work visa and all the necessary paperwork. I was already qualified for the position, so the paperwork was simple. All I needed to do was sign a few forms and the company took care of the rest. The salary was decent, not enough to make me rich, but it was more than enough to live comfortably. But for me, the money wasn't the main thing. It was about the opportunity to finally live in a country I had grown to love. I was 29 when I first moved to Pattaya, and I made a promise to myself. I wasn't going to waste my nights in the bars with bar girls, knowing how easily that could lead me down a dangerous path. I'd already experienced most of Pattaya nightlife in my early and mid-20s, so all of that was behind me. By the time I moved there, I was hoping to meet a girl with a regular job, someone I could build a real relationship with. But if you've ever been to Pattaya before, you'll know that finding a girl with a normal job and not working as a bar girl can be pretty tough. With that in mind, I decided to broaden my search a bit and try some online dating, expanding my search beyond just Pattaya. Online dating in Thailand can be interesting. There are a lot of freelancers, LBs, and bar girls on these apps. But the good thing is, They are usually upfront about it from the start. You know exactly what they are there for, so there's no guessing. On the flip side to that, there are plenty of attractive Thai girls working regular jobs, living normal lives, and genuinely looking for someone to have a serious relationship with. You just have to look beyond Pattaya. It was important to me to find someone who had her own life, her own goals, and wasn't just interested in something casual. What I was looking for was someone I could build a future with, someone who would want to settle down and share this new life with me. As I've mentioned before, I've already experienced the bar scene in my younger years. I was familiar with that world, its excitement, its fun, but I knew that couldn't last forever. Having said that, every day after work, when I'd head back to my apartment, I had to fight the urge to just go out and enjoy the nightlife with the bar girls. I won't lie, it is pretty tempting. I know all too well how the nightlife in Pattaya can pull a guy in. It's easy to get swept up in it and lose track of your goals. While I was staying focused, I had been chatting with a girl online for about a month. She really stood out to me, and I was eager to meet her in person. The only catch was that she lived in Hua Hin, not Pattaya. After a month of getting to know each other through messages, I felt it was finally time to meet face to face and see if there was something real between us. From what she told me, she wasn't a bar girl. She never worked in the tourist industry and seemed like a genuinely down-to-earth person. So, last January, we made plans to meet in Bangkok. She would travel from her place and I would travel from Pattaya. We decided to keep it simple, just dinner, a few drinks, and then head back to the hotel. I did ask if she'd preferred we get 2 separate rooms, but she was fine with having 2 separate beds for the first night. I don't want to sound overly sentimental, though I'm sure I've already crossed that line. But if I had to describe her in one word, it would be perfection. Her father is Chinese and her mother is Thai. She's tall, beautiful, respectful, fun, and has big goals and ambitions. She's exactly the kind of woman I was hoping to find. She worked at her family's business, selling food in the evenings, and was also attending university during the day. When we finally met, everything went perfectly. In my eyes, it couldn't have gone any better. After we had eaten and shared a lot of drinks, we decided to head back to the hotel. We had booked 2 separate beds, but in the end, we just pushed them together to make things more comfortable. We didn't go far the first night, just talking and enjoying each other's company. Things went so well between us that not long after our first meeting, she had a month-long break from her studies and came to Pattaya to stay with me for the whole month. During that time, we really got to know each other and it was incredible. We were always happy, never argued, and always had something to talk about. We had so many similar interests and we just never got bored of each other. She never asked me for money, never demanded anything from me, and I really respected that. Of course, I paid for our dates, but I would have done the same if I were back in the US. She told me I was her first foreign boyfriend, which may or may not have been true, but the way she acted around me and in public made me believe her. After a great month together, getting to know each other properly, and me having the time of my life, she had to return to Hua Hin so she could work and go back to her studies. We would only see each other at weekends. We would either meet in Bangkok, or if I still had a bit of work to do over the weekend, she would make the 7-hour bus ride from her home to Pattaya just to be with me. Not once did she ask me to pay for her journey to Pattaya, even though I insisted. After spending the weekend together, she would travel all the way back so she could go back to university the following Monday. She'll finish her university year soon and come stay with me in Pattaya while she figures out what she wants to do next. She mentioned that she's interested in living with me in Pattaya while I am working, and maybe even finding a university closer to me. But this is where things take a turn. Last week, my girlfriend dropped a bombshell. She's pregnant with my baby. It was both a shock and exciting, as we hadn't known each other a huge amount of time and was not officially in a relationship. The relationship and the pregnancy kind of just happened. It wasn't planned at all, but I was kind of happy with it. I knew from the first day I met her that I could see myself starting a family with her in the future, but I did not expect it to be this soon. Now, before the comments begin, I am 100% sure that it's my baby, and I 100% trust that she has been faithful to me. We would talk every night, FaceTime and call each other. She trusted me and I trusted her. We were both very happy with this news because starting a family is something I have always wanted to do. I will support them and give them everything I can. So, let me get to where I am today. Everything took a dramatic turn when my girlfriend returned home after visiting me. It turns out her mother is trying to make her be with another man. He's older than me and he's got a lot more money than me. Apparently, this man had met my girlfriend a couple of years ago. They had a fling and he even met her parents. But it wasn't anything serious, and after that, they lost contact. Now, her mother is insisting that my girlfriend break up with me and cut all ties with me. She knew that her daughter was pregnant with my baby, she knew we were in love, and she knew that we had future plans together. I couldn't believe it when my girlfriend told me this. My mood went from happy and excited from the news about the pregnancy to absolute chaos. I told my girlfriend to tell her mum that we are not going to break up. The problem is, her mother has already taken money from this man and spent it on God knows what. The money can't be given back, and her mother has no way of making the money back. Her mother and father work as food vendors of some sort. They haven't got any money between them. They barely make enough to live. My girlfriend is studying and only works part-time, so she does what she can to help them financially, but it's not a huge amount. Now, let me be absolutely clear with anyone that is listening. My girlfriend 100% does not, without a shadow of a doubt, want to marry this man. She claims she does not even know him properly and only met him a couple of times over the course of a week. She has told me over and over again that she wants to be with me and that we are a family. I was that annoyed and angry that I booked a week off from work and headed to Hua Hin to stay at a hotel with my girlfriend. I did not want her around her mother while she was in that kind of state, trying to brainwash my girlfriend. Her mother is trying her best to not allow her daughter to see me and to go through with being with this other man that she has planned. My girlfriend, like most Thai women, they love their parents, very, very much and support them as much as they can. But she has made it very clear that she will not marry this other man. She has tried to tell her mother that she wants to be with me, but her mum is just trying to make her feel guilty because now she's stuck, having already taken the money. Her mother took close to 200,000 baht from this man. My girlfriend reluctantly asked if I could pay the money back, and she will pay me back over time. She was crying while she was asking me for help and said that this is the last thing she wanted to be doing. This is the first and only time my girlfriend has asked me for financial help. The problem is, I do not have money like that. There is no way I can give that much or even come close to it. Even if I did have that type of money, I would be reluctant to give it to her mother. She did this to herself. She should find a way out by herself. Though now, I have got the baby to think about, so paying that amount of money and having my girlfriend and baby come with me would probably be worth it. I really don't want this to ruin our relationship, and I have considered taking a loan out from the US or asking family to help, and I will pay them back. If I could just take my girlfriend away from her parents and start a new life where we can be happy together, I would do it in a heartbeat. But the reality is, my girlfriend doesn't want to leave her mother in this mess. And I completely understand why. After all, it is her mother. Family is everything to her, but at the same time, she's about to have a family of her own, and she needs to think about us too. At this point, the only thing I can hope for is that the man somehow finds out that my girlfriend is pregnant and realizes that being with her isn't going to work. Maybe he will back off and give us the space we need to move forward. But until then, all we can do is wait and hope for the best. I have made it clear to my girlfriend, and I know she's made it clear to herself. We are going to be together. We're going to raise this baby, and we're going to have a life together. And despite the challenges that her mother has caused, we are going to find a way to make it work. I've always been someone who's willing to help out when I can, but this is different. I'm not going to allow myself to be dragged into this mess, paying back money that wasn't even my responsibility in the first place. I will help my girlfriend and our child, but I will not be the one to fix her mother's mistakes. My girlfriend deserves to be with someone she loves, someone who respects her, and not just someone who can pay off her debts and solve problems that were never hers to begin with. I honestly don't even know if this man has any legal right to demand his money back, or if what my girlfriend's mother did is even legal according to Thai law. Right now, I'm still in Hua Hin with my girlfriend, and we are discussing the idea of moving to Pattaya for a year as we originally planned. But sadly, because of everything that's been going on, she doesn't want to join me yet. I understand why, but it's heartbreaking to see the dreams we had put on hold. She told me more than once that she can't leave her mum in this mess, that she has to figure out how to fix this money situation. I've suggested to her that she ask this man if she can pay him back monthly. That way, I could help her out by sending money each month so they wouldn't have to worry as much. I've also been having long discussions with a few of my close friends back in Pattaya about everything that's going on with my girlfriend and her situation. And really, the more we talk, the more doubts they seem to raise. Doubts that I never even considered before. I've been trying to stay hopeful and trust her, but the things that my friends have said have really made me question everything. I just can't shake the feeling that maybe I'm being played, and while I still want to believe she's been honest with me, the situation is starting to feel too complicated to ignore. They've suggested two possibilities that keep running through my mind, and honestly, neither of them are easy to swallow. The first possibility is that my girlfriend is playing the long game with me. The idea that she is pretending to be in love with me, pretending that she wants a future with me, all while keeping things casual and not asking for money until the perfect moment. My friends think she might have planned this from the start, to be sweet, so genuine, and to make me feel like she is the one I've been waiting for. And then, at some point down the road, she would hit me with a huge request for money, exactly like what's happening now with her asking me to pay back the money her mother took from that man. The second possibility is even darker. They believe that my girlfriend already knows this man for a long time. Maybe he's not some stranger after all, but someone she's already involved with. They think there's a chance that he's either her boyfriend, her husband, or some sort of partner, and they've been working together all along to scam me. They think she might be pulling the same stunt with other Farangs too, with the husband, or whoever he is, being part of the plan from the beginning. The idea of her working together with this man to deceive me is something I never even thought of. It makes me question every interaction, every conversation, and every moment I've spent with her. These possibilities are devastating to consider. I've invested so much emotionally, and now it feels like all that could have been a lie. If this is part of a scam, then I've been completely blind to the truth. And the worst part is that I'm not sure how to find out what is real. I don't want to let go of the dream we had, but at the same time, I can't ignore the gut feeling that something just doesn't add up. I want to believe she's being honest, but my friend's suspicions are starting to eat away at me, and I don't know how to separate the reality from the fear of being taken advantage of. To be honest, I have never felt so torn in my life. Part of me still wants to think this is all just a big misunderstanding or a mix-up. But the more I hear from others and the more things don't make sense, the harder it becomes to stay hopeful. I really hope that I'm wrong and that everything is just a series of unfortunate coincidences. But right now, I just don't know what to believe anymore. I'm stuck in limbo, trying to figure out the truth and wondering how much of it I can handle. Just a bit of a side note, I know my friends are trying to help me out, but I don't believe any of these cases. Although it's my friends that have told me that this may be happening, these guys live in Pattaya, and they are around unfaithful girls all the time. So I guess it's easy for them to think straight away that the girl is out to scam me. Remember, my girlfriend is not from Pattaya. She's not a freelancer. She's from Hua Hin, a completely different environment. She's someone who I believe truly cares about me, and we've been through a lot together. I don't think for 1 minute she is trying to scam me. And I hate to even think about it, because our relationship has been great so far, apart from this. We've had such a strong connection, and I trust her more than anything. The way she's always made time for me, travelled to see me, and been consistent in her actions it all shows me she genuinely wants to be with me. And I really, really, really do not want to think that she is lying about being pregnant. That would break my heart. The thought of her being dishonest about something so serious, something that could change both of our lives, is almost unbearable. I get that my friends are just trying to protect me. They see how things play out for many men in Pattaya and their experiences. They think that every Thai Farang relationship will be like that. I can't blame them for being cautious, but at the same time, their experience might not be the same as mine. They are often around girls in the nightlife scene who aren't looking for the same kind of relationship I'm seeking. It's understandable that they'd immediately jump to the worst case scenario, but my girlfriend isn't from that world, and neither of us are looking for something casual. I don't want to let my doubts rule my thoughts, and I certainly don't want to second guess someone who has been supportive, caring, and genuine with me. This is tough, but I know it's something we need to work through together. If we both truly want the future we've talked about, we'll find a way to overcome this. Trust is everything in a relationship, and right now, it's my trust in her that I have to hold on to. At the end of the day, I'm the one who knows her best, and while I don't want to be naive, I also want to give her the benefit of the doubt, especially considering how much we've shared and how strong our bond feels. She's been straightforward with me about everything, including her situation with her mother. I know she would never intentionally put me in a position where I'd feel betrayed, especially not like this. I honestly think her mother is just a bad person and has seen a good money opportunity, taken it without considering the damage she would cause. Her mother, from what I can tell, seems more focused on the financial side of things than her daughter's happiness. It feels like she is driven by desperation and greed, which is something my girlfriend would never allow herself to be influenced by. She's made it clear multiple times that she doesn't want this marriage and that she has no feelings at all for this man. But her mother, it seems, is blinded by the money, and I can only assume she's made some desperate decisions without thinking about how it would affect her daughter's future. I know this story is pretty unique. I've asked around and I couldn't find anyone who has been through something similar. I've heard about other situations where the Thai girlfriend's mother has tried to ruin relationships with money demands or other unreasonable expectations. But I haven't found any stories where a mother has gone so far to sell her daughter's future like this. The whole situation feels so incredibly unfair to my girlfriend, and it makes me even more determined to help her and do whatever it takes to protect our relationship and the future we want to build together. It's an odd, messed up situation, and I honestly feel like I'm stuck in the middle of something I never expected to happen. But at the end of the day, I'm doing everything I can to support my girlfriend and ensure we stay together, no matter what obstacles her mother may try to throw in our way. I guess I'm just looking for some advice by sharing my story with your listeners. Even if you haven't been in this situation, any suggestions on what I should do would be very helpful. I really do not want to leave my girlfriend. She really is the love of my life, and now we have a baby on the way. But really, I do not have the money to get her and her mother out of this situation. I knew that somewhere along the line I would have to support my girlfriend's family financially, but it never crossed my mind that I would have to help her get out of a situation she put herself in, and for that amount of money. I guess it will all be down to my girlfriend on what to do next, but she is dealing with all this, plus being pregnant and having university exams. All advice and suggestions are welcome. I will be reading the comments, but please understand, this is not a bar girl or a freelancer. This is my girlfriend who is pregnant. I cannot just simply walk away. Thank you.